haven't done that before, so I'm having fun with this. Okay, now, what's really pitiful, okay, I know what this is. This is the abandoned murderer. I don't like him. This is the old lady. She's manageable, and the fragment of the universe is a pain in the ass. So is the murderer. The murderer and the fragment escape a lot. The old lady doesn't. I'm not good at dealing with escapes yet, so I'm going to just deal with this. As you know, there are lots of employees who work for the company. I'm going to skip you. I'll expect you to make the right decision. So now we've got a second section opening up. This is the AI running it. I am in charge of the information team. Would you like to open the team before continuing? Says Yesod. He's kind of a grump. And get through this. Imprint memory. Day 6. Now, this is where you get a checkpoint. You can come back to this point until you reach the next checkpoint. I found that out last night too from somebody in my chat room, so that was really helpful. I don't claim to be an expert. Just for if this happens to be somebody tuning in on YouTube, because I actually got around to posting these, I am I am trying to play the low levels of this as much as I can because everybody I watch is playing high levels, and that doesn't help you learn how to play the game on the low levels. And so I thought that I would do this just to be helpful to beginners and also explain where some of this stuff is because too many people don't explain anything, and there isn't a particularly satisfactory tutorial. There's a manual, and I missed a bunch of stuff, or else it got updated after I read it, which wasn't too surprising because this has actually been going through a lot of updates recently. And so it's a really cool game, but it's easy to not know where anything is because, even reading the manual, you may not make all the connections. It'd be nice to have just a quick tutorial, but maybe that's coming. There's still, as far as I know, they're still in some variation of alpha. And so, for anybody just joining the video or just joining because I did this as a stream on Twitch, so a lot of this is continuous for some people. I'm just trying when I start a new video to give a little intro. Lob is the number of points that it costs you to hire an employee. I've got 14 lob points. I need at least one employee in this level. This one's all full up. I can look at my different entities that I've already dealing with. Now, because I've got such high numbers, it's obvious I've had these entities over the course of multiple games, and these numbers have just run up constantly. This is a more recent one I got. I can make armor. I've already opened all of its boxes. I can make armor from it, but it's not really very good armor because it's very vulnerable to physical damage. If I had something out there that was going to rampage that could do black damage, I might want this armor, but otherwise it's just not something I'm particularly care for. I have an item here. Oh, I good. Nope, I haven't yet reached the final levels of observation to be able to open up the last boxes on that. This is an item. The fourth one in each level is an item. Now, this one I've already had, which is the only reason that I can see her and open all her boxes are open, rather than be just a question mark. When you open something for the first time, when you bring in an abnormality for the first time, it usually is a question mark, not the full picture. And you don't have any of this data. You have to try and figure it out through trial and error and killing off employees. And that's, oh, hey, I never opened this one. Might as well. Uh, and, oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. She does get dangerous if you leave her alone too long because she accumulates this cloud of actual loneliness or solitude that will rub off on employees, and you don't want them in there with her and getting that because it makes them unfunctional. So she's real simple to deal with as long as you just make sure you keep her entertained. She just wants to talk. It's a good idea not to have her talk to the same person over and over again, because that does get really old. But so I've just bought me 3 low-level employees. I'm gonna put them in the 3 open slots, and then I'm gonna hit the ego list. This is all the weapons and armor that I've got. It shows you that now some of these come from entities that I don't actually have in this run through of the game. I had them in previous run throughs, which is kind of awkward. Um, because I mean, if I lose them, if they I put them on a person who gets killed, I can't get them back if I until I get that entity again. But we're going to go ahead and give Delaney a red gun. Now, this is the kind of damage it does. Red is physical damage, white is mental damage. Most of the things that might end up actually, I don't have anything that's going to run around. The only thing that we're going to have to deal with are the Dawns, which I've managed to avoid so far by getting stuff done really quickly. The Dawns are regular incursions of monsters of different types, and it's somewhat random which you get one of like 4 or 5 different ones for each level, and they're kind of awful, and I prefer to avoid them than fight them because I always just end up getting killed. So, but they're usually red damage, and so if I do have to fight them or protect against them, I try to keep it in the red. That's for these low levels, or later levels will have other kinds of damage. This is the armor and what it will take. So the best ones are the ones that have the lowest number here. They make it take the damage down by a small percentage. So we'll give Delaney and Paulinus. And then Harry can have, Harry, you're a wizard. You can have this one. Now again, Zayn is the lowest level of monster. Teth is the second level. So, now you can see here that the '08 is better than the '09 in theory, but then what does it do? This one has no extra resistance against white damage, while this one does. But then up here you have one that's vulnerable to red damage and the same at white damage, but then it's a little bit better against black damage, and black damage is a more devastating form of damage that haven't encountered any monsters that do just yet, I don't think. So it's just for later, it's good to keep in mind that some of these are going to be more important depending on what's likely to be roaming your halls. Okay, so now this should be, touch wood, fingers crossed, an easy round. Because I've got, the funny thing is that a number of different monsters leave. They run away. See, this is a non-escaped object. This is a non-escaped object. This is a non-escaped object. And this is none of my monsters escape. So I shouldn't have to worry about that kind of problem. I can worry about my employees going crazy because they have to deal with them, and I can worry about the Dawns when they show up. I know what these different things like, so I can set them up. I've paused it for the moment. You see the pause bars here, and basically just set everything up. Let's see. I am going to send Rigoreza there. And I can use my scroll mouse on my scrolly thing on the mouse to make my screen a little bigger. As the game progresses, you get more and more levels, and you want to be able to move around and scroll up and scroll down to just for your own sanity, so everything doesn't become teeny tiny. But the biggest priority right now is watching Rigorezia in the You Must Be Happy machine, because if I can stop it at a good point, she gets points. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Yay, I got it in a yes. If you get it on a yes, they get points. And let's send Rigorezi over there. I don't actually know if the points carry over very long, but they are there, and it's very exciting. as each one finishes out their session, however long it is, the session times out with a happy face or a sad face, and then a number, and you have to wait till it counts down. It's like a cooldown before you can assign a new person. I'm going to assign somebody here first because that's easier, and then I'm going to send repression with Eva. I'm going to send Galena into the machine. I don't have to watch when she gets there. All the dudes with just like little names over their heads, those are just like Alpha 5 or something. They're not real people. I mean, they're not on your team. They get killed, and you sometimes have to protect them, but mostly they're unimportant. And this is the amount of points I'm trying to reach. I've got 54 out of 80, so I'm actually doing a really good job so far. Okay, Rigoreza. Or no, this is whoever this is. Velazquez. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. It gets faster as it goes, so I don't want to leave them in there so long that I can't keep track. And I don't want to leave them in there so long that I lose track of anything else going on around. Why is the old lady so pissy today? She's usually just happy to chat with people. She's just all grumpy face. And the day's done. So I got through the day with nobody dead. I get 3 points, lob points, as my reward, and I'm going to move on to the next day. Day 6 went pretty good. Day 7. It actually helps a lot if you've got non-escaping entities. I didn't... Oh, gadzooks. Okay, this is the choice. Unsurprisingly, not a single employee volunteered to retrieve the corpse of their cocooned colleague. Many hands float in the bath. Those are the hands of people I once loved. But what's really pitiful is those like you dying in the hands of the likes of me. Okay. See, I've read the wiki, and I know what all these are, even if I haven't actually encountered in the game. And I hate the bloodbath. It's a pain in the ass. But I hate the murderer more. So I'm gonna take the spider butt. I've never had it before. I vaguely know what to do about it. See, I've watched people through too many iterations of this game, and the game has changed. So things that I was like, oh, that makes sense, are like, they don't exist anymore. So it's a little tricky. Watching too many videos on YouTube is actually confusing if they're not the current version of the game. Okay, and see, it comes in as a question mark, and when I open it up, everything is shut down because I have not actually had this creature before, even though I know what it is. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I'm going to hire a new person, and I've got a lot of lob. I don't want to waste it, but I do want to give somebody some more temperance. It costs 1 point for an extra point for these 3, and 3 points for extra justice points. Actually, I think I'm going to give it 2 temperances. No, just 1. And this is Aqua. And so Aqua's going to go in here. Aqua's going to stick to the old lady mostly. Temperance, everything's color coded, obviously. I mean, it's mostly the 4 colors in one form or another. Now, Aqua needs a weapon. Actually, all I've got are white weapons. I'm just going to leave her with the red riot stick, him, because I want them to have a red weapon in case of the Dawns. So, and then as far as the armor goes, this has a 0.8 for the red, which is slightly better than the 0.9 up here, even though this one has a better white resistance, but red is what we're focused on right now. So there, we're armed up, and it's a cute little armor, and they have little descriptions of it. Let's see, if you detailed description, it feels like aluminum when touched. It's because it's from a pop can machine that I don't currently have. So yeah, they're interesting. They're most of them are the only one that is has some data that really affects anything that that I've got so far is this one, which has a 5% probability to recover 10 sanity points when you're being hit by red or black. So if you get hit for physical damage, you get some sanity back, which is kind of cool. But again, it hasn't really happened often. I mean, all of these don't have they're flavor text. They're not um, they're not data per se. So okay, let's do this. First thing I'm gonna do is pause. Yep, that's the spider bud. Okay, I'm gonna send my new person with the extra temperance over there because if you look at it, for instance, here, purple is attachment. They like attachment. Purple is temperance. So, and Rigureza has, again, so it looks like the bonus they get from the machine is temporary. Because it doesn't seem to have stuck. But that's okay. I don't even mind. I'm going to repress with Dia. I'm going to send Galena to the machine. And I'm going to send Velazquez into the Fairy Festival. Now this one, okay, I don't know what I need to do. My first thought is to go with insight because that's sort of observation. And I'm going to do that with, oh, let's see. My people are fairly similar. I'll take Paulinus because, well, too bad if you die. Oop, and I have to unpause. Durr. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Ooh, that doesn't look good. That looks bad. The shocky edges of its chances are your Paulinus is gonna end up wrapped up in a cocoon because we got a big old spider in there. Who's having a meltdown? Oh, and we're in the machine. Okay. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Yep, Paulinus is dead. Okay. Well, I tried. I'll send Eva into the fairies. Insight didn't work. How about instinct? I'm so sorry, Harry. And we gotta send somebody to go talk to him. I'll send Galena. Didn't I already have? No, I already had Galena in there. Velazquez. Oh, and little old lady. We'll send Aqua back over to you. I shouldn't. I shouldn't send the same person over and over again. It's really not good for them. Eva is dead. Eva's dead. Where did Eva die? Oh, geez. I must have done something wrong with the machine. Well, pooper doops. Okay. Didn't I have somebody coming out here? Did they survive the spider anyway? Yes, no, yes. Did we survive? Nope, that's too dead to the spider. God damn it. Yes, Harry has died, I know, and we have a Dawn of Green coming. Now, okay, first off, they're screaming because... Now, I'm going to pause for a minute. Now, I'm going to scroll up real big and we're going to go over and look at this while we're paused. See, one person just died. No, I'm not briefing. And the other one got sucked up into a cocoon. And so I've obviously been picking the wrong things. Now, this is the dawn. The hallways that are red, you get these, something is invading, and I hate the robots most of all. You usually get the robots or like the little jumpy lumps, or they look like attacking sherbets, kind of. Well, there's jumpy lumps, and then there's like the attacking sherbets. There's two different ones. And then there's these little like clown dolls that look like something the Joker would set loose in an old like Adam West Batman. And the robots I hate most of all. Yay. But the robots are blocking off the ways to get down into this area from up here where most people hang out. So it's actually, you see the red hallway, and there's one down over here too. The hallways turn red. That's why you want to be able to watch many of your hallways at once. So I don't want to send anybody, I don't want to send anybody in spiders anyway, but you know, screw that. But I need to send somebody to the fairy festival just to keep them happy if I can. They go this way, so they're pretty okay. But if I send somebody down here, it's coming up through here and coming up through here. So who's this? That's Galena. I really want to say. See, now I should send people to suppress these and stop them from killing all the other employees. But guess what? It never works. So they just all get killed. And I really, really don't want to deal with that. So instead, I'd rather send them on actual jobs until the day is complete. I killed 3. I killed 3 out of 6. Now, I could retry the day. And I might. I tend to do that if I kill too many. But if I do, I don't get any of the information I picked up about the spider. I still have the spider, but I don't get any data or points. On the other hand, I know a little bit about what's bad to do, or what seems to be bad, because of what got my people killed, so I can try something else. And I think I'm going to do that. I am going to retry the day. And hopefully I won't get any of the people in the top killed. I don't know how I got her killed in the first place. So we're going to hire a new employee because you go back to before everything happened. I mean, you still have your choice of dude, but you of monster, but you have to go back to before you hired anybody. Oh, wait. How did I get... Okay, that's interesting. Oh, I was like, why did she have armor on? Because they don't come with armor, but she was dressed in one of these. That was really odd. Helen. I've had her before. Maybe she was just wearing it from a previous game for the moment. Let's see. I'll give her... Well, we'll give her soda armor for now. And leave her with the riot stick. Actually, let's see what we got here. Grandma, her weaponry is mostly in the white area. I can't make more of that. I can't make more of those. I could finally make one of these, but it's really vulnerable to red, so I don't really care. Okay, so everything's about as good as I can get it. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm going to go ahead and start. Now I'm going to pause. Raise my screen up a bit. Yeah, shut up. Go away. We'll go ahead and start with our best ones. Our repression guy. Our fairy festival person. And I will put Eva into the You Must Be Happy machine and hope that I didn't just kill her again. Now, these guys seem to work faster on a attachment, even if they're level 1. Work speed is on the side here. And let's try attachment, I guess. Sorry, Harry, if I kill you. Let's see what happens if we try to talk to this spider. I mean, in theory, in a previous iteration, it was actually like, there were 5 options, and they weren't as abstract as attachment and instinct and insight. It was, you know, play with, feed, beat, talk to, and observe, and clean. And clean and then observe was actually a separate one. And that was how it went. Okay, I think we died with the spider again. Maybe not. Maybe not. No. Yes. Yes, I got a yes! Yay! Fairy festival. We'll send Galena. And let's take Eva over to the skull. And yep, Harry died. Okay, I guess we have to try to repress it. That's the only thing left, is to send somebody in to repress it. Unless, so, Paulinus, go repress it. I'm going to put Velasquez in the machine. I mean, I don't have to put anybody in the machine if I don't care to. It actually is fine. But might as well take advantage of the points anytime I can. Okay, the spiders don't like anything. They don't like anything, apparently. No matter what I put in there, somebody's gonna die. And that sucks massively. We'll send Dia to the fairies. I just need to get through the day. That's all I want to do. Yes. Oh God, go away. I have to see the machine. Yes. Ah! Fucking. Sorry, pardon my French. I just killed Velasquez, I think. Let's send Velasquez over here. Okay, and I'm pretty sure... did somebody die to Spiderbud? Yep, you know what? Nobody's going to the spider again. Screw the spider. The spider can just be left alone. I will go look at whatever we did. Okay, something somewhere is going on here. What is this? What are we suppressing? Oh, we have a dawn. Duh. Okay. See, now, I'm going to pause for a second so we can look at this. Ah! It was some sort of lump. Is it the lumpkins? I think it's... I'm not sure if it's... Oh, it's the little clowny dolls, I think. We'll unpause for a minute. Now, a lot of your employees will take time to suppress automatically. Oh, but the work's complete. I killed 2 people, both to the spider. But I'm actually okay with that. I didn't lose anybody anywhere else, and we're good. So, I'm going to skip to the next day. I'm going to continue this in a next video as well, I believe. Yeah, I think I'll choose at the beginning of a next video. I'm just going to stop it and start it again.